Hi, folks. Welcome in. It's Shannon. I wanted to talk to you today about how to find your birth card. Specifically, we're going to be using numerology and a little bit of math to figure out which major card in the tarot is the one that you can be working with kind of for your lifetime based on your birth date, and also for each year based on your birthday that year. So don't worry, we're going to talk about it. It comes up a lot in tarot circles, I feel like, especially this time of the year. And let's get into it. Grab some tea. I'm making some Earl Grey Supreme, which I'm really excited about. And we'll get into it. Okay, honest moment. We may have done this entire video through once with completely incorrect math. So, uh, it's really common and easy to make mistakes. Just double check your work. Maybe have somebody else double check your work. And hopefully, you won't be doing it on camera, so you won't be as self conscious about it as I am. All right. Hopefully, you're ready to do a little bit of addition, but that's all we're going to have to do. There's no like calculus, there's no order of operations, there's nothing complicated. Um, for those of you that know your birth date, we're going to start with that. So what I would do is write your birth date at the top of the page. This is not my birth date. This is just a random day. Woo. But anyway, from there, this is how we write dates if you're in the US. If you're elsewhere, just write it out the way that you usually would. And then what you're going to do for the formula is add up the digits of the month, the day, and the year that you were born. So for this example, we would put in 0 plus 6 plus 0 plus 4 plus 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 2. Hopefully that makes sense. So you're translating the 2-year month, the 2-year, the 2-digit month, the 2-digit day, and then the 4-digit year into this equation. And then you can add up. So 6 plus 4 is conveniently 10. 1 plus 9, conveniently 10. And 8 plus 2, conveniently 10. Ways that you know that's not my actual birth date. So then you add those up. And if the number that you get is greater than 21, what you're going to want to do is reduce it further. So you're going to take 3 plus 0, and that will give you 3. So once you have a number that's less than 21, you go to your deck and you find which of the major arcana it corresponds with. In this case, it would be the Empress. Hopefully that makes sense. You take your birth date, you plug it into this formula, you reduce it down by adding, and then if it's above 21, you reduce it further down until you have something that's under 21. And then you use that to pick the major arcana that is associated with that number. So that is how you find your birth card. Now, that will be the same for your entire life. There are some variations on how you can calculate it, and some people will have slightly different numbers that will come out. So if you find a variation with your birth date, just go with what resonates. It doesn't have to be this exact formula. Though I believe this is the version that Mary Kay Greer originally developed. But, you know, your intuition is gold and you should listen to it above any silly math formulas that we give you. So with that in mind, let's talk about how we calculate the card of the year. So you do a similar thing. People start differently. They may use this card that we're going to come up with either for the entirety of 2024, or they may start on their birthday and use it from their birthday to their birthday. I don't think that it matters that much. Again, choose what resonates, follow your own intuition. But say again that we were talking about that person that was born on June 4th. This time we're going to write down their birthday in 2024. And then we're going to use that same formula again. To simplify this down until we get a card less than 21 or equal to 21, less than or equal to 21. So again, 0 plus 6 plus 0 plus 4 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4. And then we add this up. This is 10. This is 8. Side note, this is how we know that 8 is a strength year, or that 8 is a strength year. That 2024 is a strength year is through the numerology. So adding it all up, you get 8, which is associated with strength. So that's how we know that collectively it's a strength year. But if you're wanting to find your personal card of the year, this is the process you go through. So this would add up to 18, less than 21, less than or equal to 21. So 18 would be the moon. And you could stop there. Some people will take it another step further and they'll say, well, what if I did reduce it? If I add 1 plus 8, that's 9. So that would be the Hermit. So if it resonates, you could do that as well and work with both of those cards as your card of the year. But the original way to do it is to work with the moon. Hopefully that makes sense. We'll just put these side by side. So that's all the math we're going to do. Put your pencils down, step away. It's all going to be okay. Now that you've done your math homework, we're going to have some fun with tarot cards instead. So this is the Monsoon Tarot. It's an indie deck that I got through Kickstarter. I will link it below if there's an option for it, or put if it's out of print. And we're going to look through here and find the birth card and the card of the year for this imaginary person that we've come up with. So we're looking for the Empress and the Moon. So you may have seen my previous video on the Death card. That was my card of the year last year. So this is how I calculated it. And that's why I wanted to make this video, is because I think it's a really powerful practice to spend either a lifetime or a year working with a card and kind of getting to know it on a deeper level. And one of the fun things was looking at the different ways that different decks that I have would interpret that card, and then how that was kind of lining up with my experiences of the year. So we're looking for the Empress and the Moon. If you see them go by, you can shout at your screen. Oh, just kidding. Here's the Empress. We'll keep going. I don't think we've seen the moon yet, but if I missed it, we'll go back. Do not fret. All shall be well. There it is, the moon. Okay. So, for a person hypothetically born June 4th, 1982, their birth card would be the Empress, and the moon would be their card of the year for 2024. And these are the cards from the Monsoon Tarot that correspond with those. So I would take pictures of those and put them in my journal in the front, which you may remember, and I can show you again if it's of interest. So I also have here the Tarot of the Witch's Garden, which is a mass market deck that I love. These are the backs. And this deck has got a more updated Rider-Waite-Smith feel to me. It's got a lot of the similar symbolism, but with more body diversity, which we love. So again, we're looking for the Empress and the moon for this hypothetical person. So I would love to hear in the comments kind of how you work with your birth cards or card of the year, if you have specific ways that you do. Have you calculated them before? Are you having any trouble calculating them? There's our Empress. Let me know what you think, and we can talk about it in the comments. Is it going to be the last card? Almost. So, if I were born on June 4th, 1982, these would be my card of my birth card and my card of the year for 2024. And I would probably go through all of my decks and find the imagery that resonated with me the best, and pick cards of that to put in the front of my journal. So let me pull out my journal and show you how I did do those pages myself. So this is my current journal. Forgive the cat hair. Dragon is always present, even if he is not here. And I just wanted to show you in here, I have my birth cards and my card of the year from last year. So my birth card is Justice. If we do the math, I come up with 11. And I'm one of those people that you can reduce it further down and work with the smaller card as well. So I work with both Justice and the High Priestess. And then in terms of my cards of the year, I have kind of my self card of the year, which was Death, like we talked about. But then there's also the collective card of the year, which for 2023 was the Chariot. So I have that here. So this is one way you could set up a spread to honor your birth and card of the years. And then I'll show you again in my newer version. So this is going to be my my journal for probably most of 2024. And you may remember this page. So here I set up my personal card of the year on the top and the collective card of the year on the bottom. So this is how I calculated that Temperance is my card of the year. I hope that was helpful and interesting. And like I said, if you have any questions or comments, just put them in the box below in the comments. and we'll talk about it. Let me know if this was interesting, if you have other questions that are similar. And in the meantime, feel free to watch some more of my content, which will be on the screen. Thanks. Bye.